Hey everybody, Ghost Hunter Dan here. We're standing in the site where our silage pit used to be for our farm. And right here, on this spot that I'm standing, is where my brother saw an apparition of an Indian sitting on a horseback. He said the horse was facing this way, and he could see the Indian and the full horse sitting from his vantage point down at the end of the pit. So he's here. He's not going to get on camera, but why don't you explain what happened?
So anyway, within the realm of what changes over 20 some years ago, that's approximately, I would say it was probably in the autumn of '93. I was walking back from what would be now as the old Boy Scout camp, and I cut through and I went down, and of course now these many years later we have a lot of trees and stuff that's grown up in here since. But as I was going down, I turned around to look back, and it was pretty much sunset at that time.
What season was it?
It was probably in October.
So fall?
Yeah, probably a little before Halloween.
Okay, so sunset at fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was probably mid-October, I'd say, at that time. And I just turned around and I looked back, and it looked to me what appeared to be an Indian.
Now we're just about right where the Indian was.
Right where, yeah. The only trouble is the pit's been dug out further back, but
okay,
we're kind of in the proximity.
So we're looking straight in the direction the Indian would have been looking at to look at you.
Probably be in there, probably 30 yards.
Okay.
Is where the old vantage point would
Now, when this happened, though, this was all emptied out.
Yeah.
So you would have no problem seeing all the way down it.
There was none of these trees.
Okay.
If you stood down there, you could look right out over the sky. There was nothing here.
Okay, so you saw the Indian standing here.
Yes.
The horse was facing where Dan's standing now.
Yeah, its head was facing to the north.
But he turned his head to look at you down there.
The Indian was sitting on the horse. It was like a painted pony.
Okay.
And he turned and looked at you and just rode away, or?
No, he sat and looked at me for a bit, and then the horse just kind of nonchalantly turned his head forward again, and he just kind of nonchalantly rode to the north, and then he curved along here and went up.
Rode off.
Now, this was what, 80s?
93.
No, this was
93?
Probably in October '93.
Okay, so there's no chance that this could have been a real live Indian. How was he dressed that you could see?
He looked like an Indian to me, but I mean, it could have been somebody up here riding a horse.
Are we talking like, shirtless with paint on his chest and stuff, kind of Indian, or?
He kind of looked rather plain, but I just kind of knew that he was an Indian.
Okay, fair enough.
There was no saddle, and I know horses. Yeah, there was no bit in its mouth, no saddle. He was riding a horse bareback. I mean, I know that much.
Okay.
So whether, like I say, if it's really an Indian, can I confirm it? No, but I mean, if it was somebody that's out portraying an Indian and was out riding that day for what particular reason, I don't know.
Now, if we came back here at night, if we had permission from whoever owns the property, would you want to come with us to try and communicate with the Indian?
I suppose you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back and do an EVP session right here.
Well, Dan, why don't you get on this side of me and wrap up the video?
All right.
Because I don't want to turn towards the sun.
Yeah, the sun is...
Thanks for our local historian, Dave, for sharing that story with us.
That's the story, and we'll come back here and we'll do an EVP session some night right in this spot. So until the next time, this is Ghost Hunter Dan, Ghost Hunter Larry behind the camera, and we'll see you in the next video.